to me. Maybe Ida will talk to me. Maybe Moffat will talk to me. But then if there is none, then it's just social media. I'll try to go elsewhere. But then it's because of our loneliness, because we want someone to talk to. That's why we rush out to social media platform, be it Facebook, be it TikTok, where you guys start dancing, and then you receive the what's this?
Okay,
feedback.
so just there, if I remember well, just early this month we had the fashion event called the Lusaka July and the like, and I remember seeing some artists, some celebrities dressed in very weird ways and the like. How exactly does that affect us as young people, and how does it motivate us to be like them? I remember somebody dressed naked, if I would say, and other people actually emulate that person and say, oh, I wish I could dress like that and the like. How exactly do you think this motivates young people to do things like that are like that? I actually don't know the right term I would use for that, but how does it influence or affect young people?
When they were taking all those pictures and all those videos dressed in those ways, they were looking glamorous, so to say. They were looking wow. And for me, as a young people, personally, there was a certain dress code that I admired, and I was like, I'm going to get that dress. And then after sitting down, I realized to say, okay, where can I go dressed like that? Absolutely nowhere. So the way they were advertising those clothes, the pictures that they were posting was so enticing. And as a young people, when you look at them, you'll be like, okay, if I look like that one, I'll get more attention. So I'll have people following me around to say, okay, because you look sexy. There were certain dress codes that they were termed as sexy. This one looks sexy. No, I'll look sexy, and then I'll have a lot of people following me around. I'll have this and that. Okay, maybe this one will start liking me because I'm dressed like a certain celebrity, you see? Yeah. And then you find yourself copying the dress code of that person without knowing the motive why that person was dressed like that. That was just used for advertisements, because those dresses that those people are putting on were made by fashion designers. Fashion designers. Those people are expressing their talents and their skills. They are using them to showcase their talents and their skills. And then there is you who just wants to be copying everything that you see. You completely neglect yourself and your dress code, your culture, the way you're supposed to dress as a young lady or as a young man, and start following other people that you don't even know their background or their lifestyle.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much. So something just clicked as you were talking about what leads young people to abuse social media and the like. We talk of Livingstone before we even go very far. We talk of Livingstone. We see things like the Makishis, the Vinyaos and the like. How exactly, I don't know personally. I'm thinking, or me as a young person, I'm thinking sometimes exposing too much of these things is actually, we're actually, let me say, distorting tradition. I don't know, what comments do you guys have on that when it comes to tradition and social media?
Well, I think following social media trends and whatnot, to its extent, it has the ability to distort our tradition itself. You see, we are trying to follow what the other world is doing and forgetting what we ourselves are supposed to do. Now, when you talk about the Makishi, the Vinyaos and whatnot, you see, that's a tradition itself.
Actually, if I would explain it well, how I saw it is not the way the Makishis do the traditions nicely, but then this particular Makishi was doing is it the Kopala dance in the outfit?
Okay.
Yes, and people were clapping and cheering and the like.
Now,
what comment would you have on that?
Now, that's where the thing comes in.
Abuse of social media.
You'd say that. You see,
okay.
The Makishis, I don't really follow them that much, but I would bet to someone to argue to say those guys, they have their original dance, per se, the traditional dance.
Exactly.
How they dance, I don't know whatever they do, but they're expressing and showing how their tradition and how it's supposed to be done. But then you pick a dance because you've seen what social media, the Kopala dance and doing. So here's the thing: you have a tradition, and you are. I know culture is dynamic and change, but seriously, we have to embrace our own culture. Take it
Exactly.
as it is, and there's a value in that. But if you start copying what others are doing and putting it in something that validates our identity of who we are, we're actually losing it. Yeah.
Sure. Ida, any comment?
So I personally have no much comments on the on the Likish, but all I can say is that these people are taking away the value of that tradition, of that culture. They are taking it away, they are putting it aside, and they are infusing it with the new trends that are happening. So they are completely neglecting it. That is all I can say.
Okay, so I believe to some extent tradition is actually being distorted through social media. I believe if somebody wants to post a video of something that is happening and the like, or they'll influence this thing to happen, it's actually because they're looking forward to becoming maybe an influencer of social media, but then I think it's in the wrong way, and that is at some point it tends to abuse of social media and of tradition and the like and beliefs as well, because I've seen a lot of videos by young people where this young person is going to post something that is let's say of a Christianity video to say, but then trying to make fun of what is said in the Bible, and I don't know how that is going to be looked at. As a Christian, are you really supposed to do that as a young person? I believe it's distortion of your religion and the like. And I think that is where we are coming from as young people. We are stepping out of our values and moving to the new values, or let me say copying the Western culture through social media and the like. And I believe at some point, to some extent, we are overdoing it as young people. So having said that, I'd actually want to know what else young people can engage in to avoid social media abuse. And in case you just joined us, dear viewers, we are talking about abuse of social media by young people. With us, we have young people in the studio. We have Ida Kabwala, Andy Longa, and myself, Chembo Kaloba, who is your host as of now. So Ida and Andy, if you can just help us to identify what young people can do, what we as young people can do to avoid abuse of social media.
So one of the things that we can do is simply taking time to build your talents and your interests. You know, find something that motivates you, something that makes you happy, something that you are passionate about, and something that just makes you outstanding where you go. You know, some people say that they don't have talents and they don't have interest, they don't have skills, but that's a lie. Me, I don't believe that. I believe each and every person has got a talent. I believe each and every one of us have got skills. So find time to build, to work on those talents, to perfect. They say nothing is perfect, but at least there's perfection to some extent. Find time, keep yourself busy with those talents, because the more you'll be working on those talents, you will not have enough time to spend on social media. I'll give an example of myself. I'm a good poet. Yes. Ladies and gentlemen. Yes. I'm a good poet. So what I do most of the time is I spend my time writing poems. Okay. I write poems, and I love writing poems. I write a lot of poems, and then I use most of the time to think about, okay, what is happening at the moment, what is currently happening in my community, in my country. Okay, so this is what is happening. Okay, so there's a lot of defilement. Okay, there's a lot of wife battering and everything. Now, how can I bring this? How can I put it in writing such that when I speak and stand to people, they're going to get healed, they're going to find healing, they're going to find this and that? How am I going to connect all these things? Okay, what words am I going to put? What am I going to the right words that I'm going to use to put in writing so that these people can easily understand the message that I'm trying to give out to them? I use my brain most of the time. I don't use the phone. Platforms? Yes, I don't use social media platforms, because I want to bring out messages that are realistic. I want to bring out things that I've seen that are happening. I don't want to speak from without. I want to speak from within. So most of the time I find myself occupied on those books, just writing and reciting all those things.
Yeah.
Wow, that's very, very interesting. And
Yeah,
it's really an inspiration. Yes,
An
Andy?
addition would be also, you see, it's social media per se.
Yes.
We all use it one way or the other.
Mhm.
But one of the best ways I think can be used is if I have a media platforms, like I had earlier alluded to say, you have a talent.
Mhm.
So if I want my talent to be seen out there, let's say a poet like her, I don't know what to say. She's an artist. Yeah. But basically,
You want to
I have a
artist?
talent. Yeah. What's
What's my
yeah.
talent?
Oh, yeah.
She's
Well-
a makeup artist.
Makeup. Yeah.
Yes, right,
So
that
we have
makeup
a
artist.
poet and a makeup artist, right? And you want your talent to be known out there.
Yes.
You're basically trying to find an opportunity where people can actually come through and say, "Oh, I saw you doing A, B, C, D."
Yeah,
so what
yeah,
do you
yeah.
do? Why don't you use the very media platform that you have and actually portray your skills? Why don't you make a video of you doing poetry? Ads, you killed my mother, you killed my father. Thank you. Okay. Tell me how many people are going to watch that video? There'll be a lot. Same with you. It's you just putting your talent out there and let people see it. It's not about the likes, but it's about you just putting it out there. Use the media in its appropriate way, but while you are trying to maintain your talent. I think that's one of the best ways. You might even have a business. Why
Yeah,
don't you
yeah.
use the very media to actually advertise? Most if you go on Facebook, there are usually those pop-ups and
The ads.
the ads. Yes, you just see this, buy this, get 3%, all those things.
Yes,
It's
yes.
ad. They're just advertising. So why not you also take advantage of that for your business? Post it on Webantu. Although it's money.
Some of the comments that come out from all those social media platforms can be deadly. And then also I like Andy's point, but you just don't get too obsessed with social media. When you start getting all those likes and all those nice comments, don't get too obsessed, because at the end of the day you find yourself addicted to social media, and hence you'll be spending a lot of time
And
on
money.
social media. You abandon your reality and now you start living your life on social media.
Yeah, I think that's one point that we should also keep in mind.
Yeah.
In as much as we are putting ourselves out there, it's not about trying to get addicted and be absorbed in what they have to say about us or what they have to say about what we do. Sometimes negative comments about us can actually help us, but it's about now if they say no, Chizungu chako pa poem is not good, you say you start reacting. No, I think then you would want try to attack them, and it's actually trying to divert from your goal itself. It's
But
using it.
But you see, there are certain comments. Andy, and you're on Facebook. Have you ever received a comment on one of your pictures that made you feel as if you are no longer part of this world anymore? That made you feel lost and everything. Have you ever received such a comment before?
No, usually my comment section is 0.
That's
why.
No wonder. So I've seen a lot of people that have that got depressed because of the comments that were passed on them via social media. Others have even attempted suicide because of the same comments. There's a lot of cyberbullying and all these other things. Someone just comes out to say, nice picture, but your ears look like a drum.
Excellent.
And then another person again comes with the same information, but with different words to say, no, your ears, this and that. So you start thinking to say, okay, what is it about my ears? So my ears are big, my ears are wide. Okay, so why was I created like this? You start asking yourself a lot of questions. Not because we are just humans. We are humans and we have got feelings. We get hurt. You may try to be strong and avoid all those things, but certainly at some point they're going to get to you because you are human beings and you have got feelings. So some comments on social media and all those people that likes passing silly comments on social media, most of them are use anonymous accounts.
Yeah.
They hide, meaning them themselves are already insecure with their own lives. Now they want to frustrate others on social media.
Yeah.
So, you know, these social media platforms, just don't get too addicted or too obsessed, because you may find yourself in suicide.
Yeah.
Well, the conversation is getting interesting, getting heated up. So we're looking at abuse of social media by young people. So I believe anything else that people can do to avoid social media abuse, probably utilize some skills, learn new skills. For instance, as a girl, you would want to learn tailoring. You know, we've heard of Pad a Girl campaign and the like. Why don't you involve yourself in such matters? You do it physically. You don't need to be online for you to do it. You need to be there physically so that somebody feels touched and they feel important. Not where you just send your support and you sit back behind the screen typing and doing all those things. At the end of the day, you actually go and post something else that you're not supposed to post. So I feel as a woman, as a young person, as a young youth, a female, you can learn how to do tailoring. Even the guys. I think this actually affects everybody. You know, if it's not you, yes, you're a guy, we know men do not undergo menstruation. They won't see the importance of padding a girl. But then you have women around you. Andy is here, you have women around us.
Yeah,
exactly.
women.
So why don't you also learn how to utilize that tailoring machine and find means of knowing how to make these reusable pads, because pads are getting expensive now. So you can utilize those skills, find ways of getting those skills, and get a machine and make those reusable pads and get to donate to girls and the like. I think that's a better way of putting yourself to good use, and other than just sitting behind the screen of your phone and typing all the day, wasting bundles in a week. How much bundles do you waste?
And we're spending a lot of money on bundles, and bundles are expensive these days.
Exactly.
25 kwacha.
Yes.
Don't have money.
How much do you spend on bundles?
I won't say nothing.
No, I need your answer. I need it.
No, I'll be attacked.
Okay, so we say it quite well. You might be one of the culprits. Anyway, I wouldn't actually deem myself innocent. Well, I spend a lot of money on bundles because I have a lot of things to do on the phone, not just social media and the like. Sometimes it might be work, sometimes it might be school, but then what you do behind that screen is what matters.
Yeah.
If you actually don't have a phone, you can't, you feel, okay, you're getting too addicted. Go out and do some farming, eh? You can do farming in the backyard. Get potatoes, plant them in a bucket, in a sack, water them every day, nurture them and the like, taking interest in environmental matters and the like. It's getting too hot. People are cutting down trees. Why can't you be that young person to get up and go and plant a tree? Get up to go and influence your other young people to plant trees, just to do something different away from social media. And sometimes you will see, me as a young person, I would want to do these environmental issues and matters, but then we go back to the same social media and advertise ourselves, and just advertising ourselves for likes, not because we truly did this in truth, but we did it because we want people to know, okay, there's a young person doing this there, but then you are just boasting about it. Meanwhile, you just went and held the tree to say, I was planting, but you weren't planting. So we need to be there physically as young people. Yeah. I believe we need to utilize our energies now that we are still young before we get older, because when you get older, your energy levels get to decrease and you'll be, I would say, for lack of a better term, you'll become useless. So now that you're still useful with a lot of energy, get up and do something that is going to leave a mark that you're going to be remembered for as a young person. When this one was young, they did ABCD. At least where your grandchildren, your children are going to look at and say, okay, at least my parents led by example and they were a youth, so I too should do the same. And we have a lot of youngsters looking up to us. What are we doing to actually get these people motivated? Because they would look up to us and they'll follow what we do. So if all day, me as Chembo, I'm on social media, posting videos naked, dancing half naked, what is this young person going to learn from me? It will be like we'll have, the next generation will be a generation of young people walking naked because we are starting this. So I feel if we put ourselves to good use, away from social media, away from these phones, you can use your phone maybe 3 times in a week. Make a timetable. You'll get away from the addiction. Otherwise, every day, you need to limit your moves. Limit your social media moves and the like. So it's actually interesting. We are looking at abuse of social media by us, the young people. So at this juncture, I would actually want us to be open enough. Just tell us, how exactly do you think you abuse social media as a young person? Practically speaking, no lies. This is a moment of truth. So I'll start with Andy. How exactly do you abuse social media as a young person? so that we know we are not speaking from without. I'll also give my part when my turn comes. Andy.
Well, that's a tough one.
Very tough one.
Yeah, it's a tough one. But I would say one of ways I think I use social media, misuse it, would be is because I don't really post much that and receive feedback. So maybe it's just seeing what's out there. I'll be there, not really trying to interact with the world per se, but just seeing what's happening.
In short,
it's not this is the word.
Yes.
Aimlessly scrolling.
In short,
wasting time.
In short,
wasting time.
You are following gists, following Mulomo in Zambia and everywhere on social media.
I don't say nothing.
It doesn't matter, provided you are looking at it, you are scrolling. I think so. I think so. I'll call it that. Okay. Yes, Ida.
So for me, since you said this is a moment of truth and everything. Okay, so for me personally, I have bullied people on social media before.
I see. Wow. Okay.
Sometimes I post things just for my setting, and then I have sometimes I post certain things for a certain audience. I know to say, okay, this that I'm posting specifically for this one, and this one. And definitely those people are going to see that post. And when those people see the post, they'll start running to my inbox to say, okay, Ida, why did you do that? So sometimes I post things that are not even helpful, intentionally, just to hurt other people's feelings. That is what I do. So that is definitely abusing social media. And sometimes I post should I say sensitive content? Sometimes I post aimlessly. I post pictures of accidents. Okay, I see, there's an accident that has happened here. I've seen pictures. I take them also, put them on my Facebook. I post them on my story. I put them on WhatsApp, and then what I put aside is that it's not everyone who likes seeing all those incidences, all those things. Some people are just too emotional, others are too sensitive, others cry because of all those things, others get depressed, others feel whichever way they feel. I put that aside and just post whatever I feel like posting because it is my handle or my whatever, which I've just realized to say it is very wrong. And from today onwards, yes, I'm going to change. I'm already a changed person, actually.
I love that. From today onwards,
I'm already a changed person.
Okay.
Don't worry.
So I guess sometimes this is one thing that Chembo was saying. I think one way that I think we can realize that we're actually addicted to the social media platforms is that when we can't spend an hour away from it. We want to see. For so long, if I say, let's say, for instance, my phone just goes off. What do you do? Your phone goes off. What do you do?
I feel sick.
Yeah.
I get depressed personally.
So basically, we are all addicted.
Okay. And just to talk more on the bullying part that I've done before so far. I bully people that I know I'm never going to meet in person. Okay, they say this world is small and everything. I know the world is small. Maybe we're going to meet at some point. But most of the time, I bully those I know to say, okay, we are not going to meet anytime soon. We are never going to meet in life. Okay, this one, this and that. We know, people who bully others on social media do it because they know you are not going to. They can't do it. Actually, they can't actually do it in person, face to face. So they intend to do it on media. Sometimes just to make themselves feel good because their life is miserable, because they are bored and lonely and stuff. It is not even something worth it anyway.
So I guess now I know. Once I see one of your posts, I'll report you to Facebook.
Okay, so I promised I was going to actually say as well how exactly I abuse social media. So personally, I feel my addiction, I would call it an addiction, is that I never run out of bundles.
Wow.
So never running out of bundles is because I always want to be online. The reason is, I really don't know, but then I even sleep online. So somebody would be chatting with me at 23 hours, not knowing I'm sleeping, but my phone is online. So that's my addiction. For me, like, I always want to have bundles, which is not a good thing, because you find that I'll end up spending money unnecessarily, even when you don't need the bundles as per se. Even when you're not doing research, when you're not doing work and the like, you'll find that you always just want to be online. When in your free time, the only thing I want to do is watch TikTok videos. When I don't even make TikTok videos myself, I just want to watch those Instagram posts, and I feel it's a waste of resources.
Have you ever stopped to ask yourself this question, to say, okay, what if I run out of bundles one day and then I don't have money to purchase bundles? What am I going to do? Have you ever asked yourself that question?
Yes, apparently I have run out of bundles before, and I don't have money. I get depressed.
You get depressed, right? And
Yes.
for others, that is where, for most ladies, I will speak from the ladies' point of view, because I'm also a lady and I've seen a lot of ladies do this. No wonder most of them even intend to start relationships on social media with people that they've never even met, with strangers. They start romantic relationships, so to say. So they'll be like, okay, what and what. And then as time goes by, you find that person that you are playing with on social media, to say, okay, this one is my boyfriend just for bundles.
Yes.
You find as time goes by, that person says, okay, I want to meet you. Okay, where I'm in Livingston. Okay, I'm coming to Livingston next week. I would like to see you. And then that is someone you don't even know. It's a total stranger coming all the way from Mansa, so to say, from Lusaka. All the way from there, then they come here to Livingston and say, I want to meet you. And then you also being you, because, you know, okay, he has been sending me money for bundles. You know, I can't say no, I just have to meet him. You go out and then you miss that person. You don't even know the danger that you are putting yourself
Exactly.
in. What if that person is a human trafficker? What are you going to do? And then most of the time, ladies like keeping secrets. They don't like saying, okay, I'm going to this place, I'm going to meet this one and this one at this time, and I'll be back around this time. They just want to do things in a secretive way. And most of these relationships from social media are kept a secret, so that people will not find out what you are doing. And then you go and meet someone that you don't even know. What if you are killed? What if you are raped or defiled? What are you going to do?
Sure. Actually, that's true. Thank you very much, Aida, for that insight. So right now, I'm going to just read some comments from the people watching us live. And the first one is Michael Pelite saying, it's a lack of identity that makes most youths to abuse social media. They need to feel validated, and the new normal of wanting to be a social media influencer or having fame on social media as well. One that knows who they are will not bully others. They will not expose their body for the sake of trending. Some weeks ago, we saw where is this again? We saw Bamatero stealing while filming himself. And the same video was evidence for his arresting. It's like brains are empty while they act, until one sits you down to make you see what you are doing. The good news on the other side is that there are more youths that are using social media in impact lives. E.g., this is Natasha Wangamwansa. I'll have to see this one. And there's more to that and the like. Okay. So that's a comment from Michael Pelete. Thank you very much, Michael. And another one from Martha Chapusha, who is actually our own as Youth Alive Zambia, says, abuse of social media by young people can take various forms, such as cyberbullying, excessive screen times, privacy violation, and exposure to inappropriate contents. It's important for parents to educate and guide them on responsibility, online behavior, and digital literacy to mitigate these risks like you are doing. And let's put it to emphasis. Thank you very much, Martha. And another one is coming from Miko Mdenda, saying social media with the coming in of X, that is Twitter in brackets, and the new social media app by Meta have increased the numbers of negative views and feedbacks. TikTok is another app that is leading in the areas of promoting harmful challenges. And the Youth Alive social media is saying, Youth Alive page is saying, social media not only can propagate mental health issues and even physical health issues for many young people, but it also becomes an easy outlet for online aggression and cyberbullying, further impacting their emotions. Well, thank you very much for these comments. So if I remember, Ida mentioned something to do with people wanting to commit suicide because of a comment that somebody commented on your posts. This comes back to mental health issues. So dwelling on mental health issues, how exactly does it influence or affect us as young people when it comes to abuse of social media or utilizing social media?
That is?
Yes, mental health, or yeah, especially mental health.
I think we'll try to go back to one thing that I said, which is we're trying to seek approvals from the world, and if they do not say what we want them to say, then we get, you get depressed. You say, why are these people saying this and that? And that could lead to one thing and to another, because basically we just want somebody to, it's like we want the world to accept us, but if the world does not accept us, then you feel as if you are the
don't have a place in the world.
Yeah, exactly. So that leads to mental health.
We are seeking approval from people that don't even know who they are.
Actually, they don't even care about you.
They don't even care. That's for sure. So we are just putting ourselves out there without actually realizing the harm and the risks and the dangers that we are putting ourselves into. No wonder a lot of youths fall into depression because of all these social media comments and all these social media followings and likings that are there. So the less likes you get, the more depressed you become, because you want to be identified as someone who has got a lot of likes, someone who has got a lot of followers, and by so doing you feel as if you are famous, you've got fame. Okay, I'm more known because I've got how many thousand million followers on social media. I'm better. You start feeling better than someone you are supposed to be learning from because of all those likes. And when you don't get them, you will get depressed.
Thank you. Yeah, for sure. Well, as we conclude, or before we conclude, I would like us to share with the young people out there what correct way can they utilize social media? Correct way of utilizing social media.
Okay, I think I would say we all have to understand that social media, forgive this word I'll use, I think I would put a name to social media to say social media, it's a demon that requires, it absorbs us of our energy every time. We need bundles, we need to put our effort and everything towards it. So it's an energy. Yes. So it requires of our energies towards it, and once we do not do that, we might get depressed and whatnot. But then, what could be the correct way? It's acknowledging that it's a mode of communication that has been given to us just to facilitate an easy communication with people across the globe, rather. But then it's not every time that I have to be there and seeking people's approvals, but rather it's for me to use social media platforms to get news, just see what's happening, to be updated with the current trend, to see what's happening, what's happening here and there. Not that I want to seek approvals from it, but rather just for information's sake.
Sure.
I might use it for school. I might use it just for information. Others would say, just for talks. What's this child? But not that you just solely depend on it. Remember, you have a life.
Exactly.
You have books. Exactly. It's not social media. Social media, it's not. I mean, I would say, Miko said something about metaverse. It's a world. It's a different world. So we have to separate ourselves. We are a people. So once we try to get into the social media world, we'll be losing it. Yeah.
Sure. Ida, what do you have to say on the correct ways of utilizing social media as a young person?
Yeah. So what I can say is that use social media wisely. You can use social media for research and advertisements, like we mentioned earlier on.
Yes.
Do not do things that are not going to take you nowhere. Be wise, and then for those of you that have been bullying others on social media, one day you are going to get caught. It is not always, they say not all days are Mondays. definitely be thinking to say, okay, I'm not going to meet this person, I'm not going to do this, but one day you are definitely going to meet that person, and once they get hold of you, my dear, they're going to kill you. So just do the correct thing on social media. Limit the time that you spend on social media. Put a specific minutes or hours for you to, okay, say I'll be using social media for 30 minutes. If I exceed, let me just say even just an hour, that would be excessive. Okay, then I put my phone away and do other things. Like I already mentioned, find hobbies, identify your interests, find things that make you happy, that you love doing. Chembotokto, farming, you can start all those things, guys. Even just a garden at home to keep you busy and motivated.
Yeah.
Sure, thank you very much. I must say I'm actually amazed at this program, and I've learned a lot myself. Despite being the moderator and the like, I've learned enough from my fellow youths, and I only hope you've learned a little from me. So talking of the correct ways of utilizing social media, if I were looking at the point that Ida raised to say you can utilize, you can find other skills that you have. So looking at the skills that I have, so I have skills of, let's say, painting, like Andy, or an artist like Andy. He draws a lot and paints a lot, I know. And then I myself, I love to do makeup. So I think the correct way of utilizing social media, instead of me just having bundles all the time just to watch videos for nothing, I feel I can get to teach my fellow youths how to do certain things when it comes to makeup and the like. If it's painting, teach others how to utilize it, because others are looking for somebody to teach them a skill to take them to the next level, but then they just don't know who it is. Sometimes it can be social media. Learn something of impact from a young person on social media, other than you misusing the app. It makes it irrelevant where you just go there and watch naked videos of people dancing, people doing ABCD, people showing things of sensitive content and the like. I feel it will not serve its purpose. So I, as a young person, I feel the best way I can utilize social media is put up what you're good at there. If you can't put it up, watch somebody who's good at doing something on social media and practice it. You can make your own lifestyle out of copying something positive from the other person. You can really get to find who you really are. Yeah. Okay, so having said all those, we were actually looking at the topic, which is social media abuse by young people, or rather abuse of social media by young people. I think we've spoken a lot up until now. I feel we can go on and on, but then unfortunately we'll have to say our bye-byes at this hour and let you go and do other things. Remember, you can't waste all your time the whole day on social media watching Youth Alive speaking, but then you have means of doing other things and being productive in the community. So go out there and be productive, be a productive young youth, and learn when you can on social media. What you can't watch, what is not of your content, don't watch it, and just be a productive person. So before we go, I'd like Andy and Ida to just say your last remarks to the audience in at least less than a minute. Less than a minute. Andy.
In as much as we would say is the bad part of social media, but we also have to realize that social media is a good platform. It's something that I think it's a blessing to us, but let's just mind how we use it. Once we mind it, we are good people who still remain to be good people. Yes.
Thank you very much. Ida, in less than a minute.
Use social media wisely, because you don't know who is watching you. Those videos and pictures that you are posting on social media that are inappropriate are going to cost you one day. Thank you.
Exactly. So my last remark is remember, what you do today is actually going to live forever on social media. You have children in the next coming 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, and these your children will even have a better access to what is better than the social media we have today. There will be another version, but then they'll still see the nonsense that you post today as a young person. So meaning they'll copy that from you. So please be a productive youth while you still have the strength to do so. So thank you very much for joining us on this program. My name has been Chembo Claudine Kalowa, and Andy has joined us, and Ida as well, to diversify this lovely topic of abuse of social media by young people. Stay well until next time. Continue to follow our page and like our page and comment when you can. Thank you very much.